Book summary: The Flower Sisters by Michelle Collins Anderson. The Flower Sisters by Michelle Collins Anderson is a poignant and atmospheric novel that interweaves past and present to tell a story of family, love, secrets, and the lasting impact of a tragic event, drawing inspiration from the real-life Bond dance hall explosion of 1928 in West Plains, Missouri. Anderson crafts a narrative that spans two pivotal timelines, 1928, 1978, centering on the women of the Flowers family. 1928. The town forever changed in the summer of 1928. The town of Possum Flats, Missouri is brimming with life and youthful energy. Identical twins, Violet and Rose Flowers, while outwardly indistinguishable, are defined by their contrasting personalities. Violet is lively and daring, always eager for adventure, while Rose is more cautious and reserved. Their different natures set the stage for the choices that will shape the rest of their lives. On the night of August 13, 1928, the small town is rocked by an unspeakable disaster. Lamb's Dance Hall, the center of the local social scene, is engulfed in flames after sudden explosion. The tragedy claims numerous lives, including that of Violet Flowers. Paul Ammons, the boy Violet had been sweet on, is among the survivors, saved by the heroics of James. Jimmy Jeffers, young man who emerges as local legend for his efforts in rescuing several dancers from the burning building. The loss of Violet devastates her family, particularly Rose, who struggles with the guilt of having encouraged her sister to go to the dance that night. The town mourns as well, haunted by unanswered questions about what exactly caused the explosion and how such tragedy could have occurred. 1978. Unraveling the past 50 years later, 15-year-old Daisy Flowers arrives in Possum Flats to spend the summer with her grandmother, Rose Flowers, who now runs the family's funeral home. Daisy's mother, Violet. Letty Flowers has gone off to California with her new boyfriend, leaving Daisy in the unfamiliar town her family hails from, but that she barely knows. Daisy, an inquisitive and independent teenager, wants more than just borings. In funeral home, she secures an internship at the local newspaper, the Picayune, under the guidance of its editor, Fence McMillan. Her first major assignment is retrospective. On significant events from 50 years prior, it doesn't take long before she stumbles upon the dance hall explosion of 1928, an event that seems to loom over the town and its people like ghosts. As Daisy interviews townsfolk and combs through old records, she becomes deeply engrossed in the tragedy, uncovering secrets that have long been buried. Her investigation forces her grandmother Rose to confront painful memories and reckon with the guilt, sorrow she has carried for half-century. Meanwhile, Daisy also discovers new sides to her own family history. Truths about her great-aunt Violet, her grandmother's resilience, and even the path that led her own mother Letty to the choices she has made. Interwoven narratives and themes, Anderson expertly weaves together the two timelines, alternating between the past and the present. Through Daisy's research, the events leading up to the 1928 tragedy unfold, revealing tapestry of love, regret, and unresolved questions. The novel explores the bonds between sisters, the burden of survivors' guilt, and how history has a way of echoing through generations. As Daisy delves deeper into the story, she not only uncovers what happened on that fateful night, but also gains a new understanding of her grandmother, her family, and herself. The small town of Possum Flats, with its long memories and deeply held secrets, serves as the perfect backdrop for this layered and emotionally rich narrative. Character development and emotional depth. The strength of the Flower Sisters lies in its deeply drawn characters. Rose Flowers emerges, a resilient, complex woman who has shouldered the weight of the past for too long. Daisy, with her youthful determination and curiosity, serves as the catalyst for change, bringing light to old wounds that have never truly healed. Once the golden boy of his youth has lived a life marked by quiet penance, while Jimmy Jeffers' legacy of heroism has shaped the town's collective memory. Daisy's journey mirrors Rose's in many ways. Both are young women navigating loss, self-discovery, and the pull of family. Through Daisy's coming-of-age story, the novel highlights the universal struggle of trying to understand where it comes from and how the past informs the present. Historical context and authenticity. Michelle Collins Anderson's depiction of the 1928 explosion is steeped in historical authenticity. The real-life Bond dance hall explosion in West Plains, Missouri serves as the novel's inspiration, grounding the fictional tragedy in true event that left lasting impact on its community. Anderson's personal connection to the Ozarks imbues the novel with sense of place, capturing the nuances of small-town life in both the 1920s and the 1970s. The novel also deftly portrays the gender and social dynamics of both eras, showing how expectations for women evolve but still remain fraught with limitations. Rose's struggle to carve out an independent life after Violet's death speaks to the constraints placed upon women of her generation, while Daisy's search for identity in 1978 reflects the shifting cultural landscape of the time. Critical reception and impact. The Flower Sisters has been praised for its compelling storytelling, emotional depth, and richly developed characters. Readers have lauded Anderson's ability to craft a novel that is both deeply personal and universally resonant. The book's exploration of grief, memory, and the power confronting the past has struck chord with audiences, inviting reflection on the ways in which history, both personal and communal, shapes our lives. Anderson's lyrical prose and keen eye for detail elevate the novel beyond simple historical mystery. She creates a world that feels lived in and characters who feel achingly real. The novel has been particularly well received among fans of multi-generational family sagas and literary fiction that explores the intersections of past and present. Conclusion. The Flower Sisters is a beautifully written novel that masterfully blends historical fiction with coming story through the dual narratives of 1928 and 1978. Michelle Collins Anderson examines the enduring bonds of family, the weight of unresolved grief, and the ways in which the past never truly lets go. At its heart, it is a story about the search for truth, the power of memory, and the strength of the women who carry their families forward. Whether read as a historical drama, a mystery, or a poignant tale of self-discovery, The Flower Sisters leaves a lasting impression, reminding readers of the resilience of the human spirit and unbreakable ties that bind us to those who came before.